Interesting.
The hustle that be in me, man, it always been the tightest. It's been a long road, but no, I keep control of the things in this world and the stories being told. You can catch me on the block with the wrist so icy. I keep getting paid.
What's good, folks? What's good? What's good? It's a brand new episode. It's a brand new week. So you already know what that means. PD&J was good today. It's in the building. What's happening, Pod? I'm your host today.
I'm your host, Pocket. How are you doing, folks? I know y'all missed us last week. We had some things that came up that were more important than being here. That happens in life, as we know. But we're here today.
I'll just say it. My air went out and I needed to get it fixed. I'll just call it what it is.
So, yeah, that was a little bit more important than doing the show. So, first off, let's get started. I think you got something you want to do right quick. Right?
Well, first, how was your week? I was busy the past 2 weeks, actually.
I ain't even worried about that. I'm worried about this week coming. So, before I get to what I'm going to do, how about you talk about what you got to do?
Well, definitely, folks. I want to give a shout out to my father-in-law. Pops was good. Happy birthday to you. I hope that you are enjoying it. You get whatever you want and more. Happy birthday, sir.
Enjoy, Mr. Hanny Baller, one of our actual faithful followers too. So I know you're watching, so shout out to you, man. And you know why I said I wanted to go second. 5, Kobe championship number. Oh yeah, I went there. Kobe's championship. How many the Suns got? Oh, we ain't gonna talk about that. 5 years. My wife and I celebrate our anniversary this coming weekend. We're doing something special. As you see, I don't have a beard anymore. I just got the goat tea, because she likes the salt and pepper, so I had to keep that. Love you, babe. 5 years, a lifetime to come. Surprised she been with me this long. But no, shout out to you, Mrs. Durant, and the family. So,
and shout out to all of our faithful listeners and watchers, and salute to all of our newcomers as well. We appreciate you guys. We do love genuinely each and every one of you guys for tuning in each and every week. As a matter of fact, got a couple of bills we got to pay. We'll be right back.
Who's ready for some fun? Who enjoys a podcast where the host speaks about what's on their minds and doesn't hold back? PD&J, What's Good Today, is an open format podcast hosted by Pocket and J-Dub the King. Let's talk about sports, let's talk about music, let's just have an interesting conversation. If you have any topics for us to discuss, email pdnjmediaproductionsllc@gmail.com. Tune in to PD&J, What's Good Today, every Wednesday at 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time on Facebook and YouTube Live at J-Dub the King.
Welcome back, folks. Welcome back. Brand new episode of the brand new week of PD&J Was Good Today. I'm your host, Jay.
I'm your host, Pocket. As he said, welcome back. Man, it feels good to be back here, live with y'all, ready to talk some. Woo! Well, that's not what we wanted to hear, but you know how it goes. Hey, you know what, folks? So first, it's been so much going on the past 2 weeks in the media, but we're just glad to have y'all. Do y'all know this is the 7th, actually technically the 8th month? You think about it. We started the last week of December. This is 8 months. 8 months. Technically, I like to say 7 because it was the end of December, but 7 months, 8 months. That's huge. We've been bringing y'all all this stuff. A shout out to you, Trulu. I see you're on now. Blessings and respect to you as well. I appreciate you. You've been there since the beginning. But you know what? As we like to say, let's just do like a bunny and hop right to it. So, I didn't know where I wanted to start today. He didn't know where he wanted to start.
Let's start with sports and get that out the way. That's what I want to do. Because we got some topics for you, and I don't want to rush it. So, let's talk sports, and then we're going to get to it.
So a couple things, in sports, as we know, actually some of you may know, may not know, baseball All-Star game. It was All-Star weekend. Unfortunately, one of the worst. It keeps dropping the ratings.
I didn't watch it.
Me either. I didn't know. I think it was on Fox, but I don't even know for sure.
No, it was on Fox, and I didn't watch it. I didn't even watch the Home Run Derby, which I normally do watch.
But one thing I want to shoot out is Mookie Betts. He made a statement. He made a real big statement. You know what the statement was?
No, but I'm sure you're going to tell me.
I'm not going to tell you. I'm telling him. He said, we need more black people in baseball. We need more black people support. He's right. He is totally right about that. But, I mean, it's the most boring of all the sports out there.
That part.
However, I mean, if you need a good nap.
Okay, so how can you make baseball more exciting?
Honestly, I don't know.
I mean, I've been to live games. They're good. And
live games, yes.
Yes.
Watching it on TV.
Exactly my point.
It's rough. It is really rough. I mean, I know they're going through a computer strike zone or something in the next couple of years, and they're making some changes, trying to shorten the game. But the whole thing is, what happened? You let those book smart people that don't play the game but know what are they using now? Analytics ruin the game. I mean, think about it. They have these whole field shifts where everybody's to the right because the old boy pulls the ball all the way to the right. It happens so much. Why do I want to watch the game now? Really, why? There's no fun in it. We know you're going to hit to the shift. Unless all of a sudden you decide to bunt and it goes down the other way, but you're so slow, I could throw back. I could play catch with the first baseman from third base. So, I don't know. So, that was going on this week. The home run derby was exciting. I think when they had Albert Pujols, they honored him this weekend, and because he's retiring, and it was somebody else they honored. See how much I know. I don't even know who the other guy was.
Yeah.
I know that the phenom now is Shohei Ohtani, the Japanese guy who smashes home runs and strikeouts everybody.
And I don't even know if he showed in and showed out at the derby. I wasn't even watching. Like I said, I have no idea. I have no clue whatsoever.
You know what? I agree with you, True. Comical commentary, because some of I can't think of this one guy that I sent you the clip of when the lady was fighting the two guys, and he called her a what did he call her? Okay, the first UFC guy that got knocked out by Jake Paul. What was his name? Ben Askren, and he called her a transvestite. Ben Askren, sorry, alphabet community. I don't mean to offend y'all. But he kept calling it. I was watching this and I sent Jay that I had never laughed so hard in my life. She beat these two guys. She beat them. She beat them. It was a terrible fight, but he made it so funny. Just some of the stuff he was saying and some of the stuff that was happening. Like if they added that to baseball, I agree with you, Trulu. Yeah, funny commentators. Come on, can you imagine Snoop Dogg commentating on that?
I can.
Oh man,
I actually can.
I'd watch it. Because you don't know what's coming out of his mouth.
I can actually see that happening. I definitely can. What else is going on in sports? Because I'm waiting for you to bring up one topic, because there's been some new information in regards to that.
I know what you're going to, but I ain't going there.
Okay.
I'm going to go here. The Madden ratings started coming out. Those people like football. Madden ratings
came out today.
No, they started coming out. No, they came out, started yesterday. Because they released the 99, and then I think the top 10 quarterbacks or something like that. Then today they brought the top 10 running backs, quarterbacks and tight ends. That's what it was, quarterbacks and tight ends. Today was running backs, and the receivers came out I think yesterday. But long story short, I don't know, man. I don't know what's wrong with Madden. It's like people that deserve higher ratings. Like, okay, now I'm not a Bengals fan, but Jamar Chase, come on, dude. They put him not even the top 10. He had the most dynamic rookie season ever. And he wasn't stopped in the playoffs either against one of the best cornerback in the league. Jalen Ramsey couldn't even stop. Come on, y'all. Do better, Madden, with your ratings.
Salute, T-Quest. I see you. Thanks for tapping in. Another faithful listener.
Oh, that's right. Miss got a ring on it now. Kyle, I don't know when the wedding is. We're going to crash that mother. So don't try and hide it. We're going to find out.
So Tyson Fury wants to fight Anthony Joshua, and he wants to do
Anyway, we're days away from Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford releasing their date in November. Hopefully it's around Thanksgiving, because that would be a hell of a thing for Thanksgiving. Oh, I'm sorry. You mentioned Tyson.
Anywho, that would be a good. I can't wait for that fight. That's going to be a good fight. So, in regards to sports, what I want to talk about, Brittany Griner. Now, not only did she plead guilty, but apparently there's new evidence that came about stating that she had a medical prescription in regards to.
It doesn't matter in another country.
That's what I was going to bring up.
But
does it matter in another country in regards to that?
It doesn't.
Okay.
Especially in communist countries. They don't care. So again, it goes back to what I've been saying. They knew she had it.
Yeah.
It just so happened that she was just the last one. I'm quite sure she wasn't the only one. It's just she happened to be the last one. And they knew it. But
So
you want to talk about that? How about we talk about the good old Kurt Schilling?
oh shit, his statements. Go ahead.
So he used to be, as I know, World Series hero for what, the Diamondbacks and the Red Sox, right? Am I right?
Yeah.
Yeah, am I right? And ever since he's retired, he's been very outspoken politically, and got canceled. Well, not canceled. He lost his job at ESPN because he was just way too controversial, and he still is not shut up. And how he talking about she got what she deserves? We're trying to do stuff. I tell you what, Kurt. Whatever rock you're under, stay there. And if you're under a rock, somebody drop a boulder on. I don't like ignorance, and he's ignorant, very ignorant. To the point, I think he just wants to be in the spotlight. He criticized LeBron for what he came to the chip, came to Brittany Griner, criticizing everybody. It's like, dude, pick a side. Pick a side. Matter of fact, I got an idea. Why don't we trade Kurt Schilling for Brittany Griner?
Yeah. They don't want him. Oh man. But Trulu is right. Ignorance does get attention. And when it comes down to it, I personally have zero tolerance for ignorance and stupidity. I just can't do it. I can't bring myself to entertain it. But it does get attention. People feed into it and they like it.
But the whole thing is, you know what's funny? Because when you talk about January 6th, and he went away. So everything that seems to be the hot topic, he wants to come around. But he's not said a damn thing about the inflation problem. I will say that. And
that's a great segue. That pretty much wraps it up for sports. Now, in regards to you bringing it up, Kurt Schilling, you mentioned January 6th in the committee and everything that's going on with that. To me, I think that's becoming a waste of time.
Oh, now you agree with me.
I actually do agree with you. I never disagreed with you when I said that. My only thing about it is, does somebody need to take responsibility for it? We already know the person or people that should take responsibility aren't going to. Who? You tell me.
No, you mentioned it, so you say it. Who?
What do you mean it's too hot, Trulu?
The topic of Brittany Griner and the weather in Phoenix.
That's what I was wondering.
We keep going with that. I mean, the heat. Actually, it's worldwide.
Yeah, there's a worldwide heat wave. Now, do you believe in global warming?
I believe the children are the future.
Okay, I definitely do believe in global warming. I think this is an example of it.
Know what I think? Somebody somewhere hit the button and turned the air off. That's what happened. Somebody somewhere hit the button and turned the air off. Now we all sitting there mad looking at each other. Why the hell are you driving that hot ass car? Why is your car so expensive? Why is gas prices so high? Why? Well, somebody hit the heat button.
Yeah.
But if it's a bad summer, it's going to be a terrible winter.
Worldwide, you think?
I mean, a terrible winter for us ain't that bad.
That part.
A terrible winter here ain't that bad. I'll take it. I ain't getting no ice. I ain't gonna slip and slide down my driveway. Love you, Dad. Oh my God, I got a funny story behind that.
Oh, Lord Jesus. Folks, stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Hey, you. Me? Yes, you. What up? Are you ready to take your brand to the next level? Hell yeah! GLM Designs can help you with just that. Word? From laptop skins? You lying! Promotional flyers? Yo, son! Promo videos? I need that! OBS Twitch overlays and backgrounds. Hey, yo, let me get that! Professional one-sheets and so much more. Oh my God. Please visit our website, I'm on it right now, GottaLoveMeWorld.com today to check out our designs. Got it! Follow us on social media at Gotta Love Me World. Follow it! GLM Designs are here to take care of all your graphic needs.
Welcome back, folks. Welcome back to a brand new episode of What's Good Today with PD&J. I'm your host, Jay.
I'm your host, Pocket, in hot-ass Arizona. And I understand it's hot everywhere. It's hot all over this world. The subjects are hot. The people are hot.
Everything is hot. Anywho, this is what I want to talk about. Something that...
Well, you never finished the January 6th thing, though. Who's supposed to be, who should be taking ownership of it?
Honestly, the person that was under his watch at that time.
Okay, so you say that, right? So who did inflation watch happen under?
It happened under Biden, and which he needs to take responsibility for as well. I'm not.
Wait. I'm not even done yet. I'm not even done yet. We want to talk about taking the responsibility, pulling the troops out too soon in Afghanistan. Who's
now? I don't know about that.
Oh, you don't want
We need to get up out of there.
Nope. Yeah. So without proper planning. But with planning
too long, we need to get.
So you're just saying, talking about, hey, like you're going on vacation. Hey, everybody, let's go home. Not make sure everything's set up correctly, leaving weapons behind that they can use. No, and what did he do? He didn't take it. He blamed the last guy who you want to blame for January 6th.
Well, and the last guy that blamed the last guy. So at the end of the day, everybody's passing the buck, and it needs to
blame anybody else.
Trump did blame Obama for different things and what happened.
One main thing he blamed for, and that's the healthcare.
I doubt that. There was more that he had blamed Obama for.
What? What can you remember?
I gotta think about that.
You shouldn't have to. You shouldn't have to.
There was a lot over the past 3 presidencies. There's been a lot that's been going on, and the buck has been passed on from one person to another, and nobody taking accountability for anything. And somebody needs to sit back under their watch.
What specifically are you talking?
Okay, well, I'm talking about everything in general. For example, let's use this one. Let's use this one. Let's use this presidency as an example. I
beat up a Sleepy Joe enough. I'm gonna let you beat him up.
I'll beat him up. At the end of the day, when it comes down to, there's certain things that happened under his watch that he needs to take responsibility, i.e., inflation and different things of that nature. He can't pass that buck off. Just like everything else that's been going on. Different things of what's been going on throughout his presidency, I have not been in favor for, have been against. And I voted for him. I'll say it. I voted for him, but I actually voted. That's the key. You win some, you lose some. Unfortunately, this one didn't work too well in the aspects of what I thought of. But yeah, I guess what Pocky would say, in the greater of 2 evils, what did you say? You'd rather take the one that you used to?
Yeah. When you have the known and the unknown, take the one you know, not the one you don't.
Yeah, that's what we disagree with. But hey, to each his own. But with the primaries coming up, we got a vote coming up this year. Definitely do your research on who you are going to vote for, who you think would be a good candidate and a representation of yourself, because this vote does this is what we were talking about in regards to voting. This vote right here, your voice can be heard in the aspect of what can be done locally in your community and in your neighborhood. So definitely vote. Anybody that can vote. Those that think that they can't do more research, and I'll guarantee you, some of those that have your rights revoked can be able to get
You
your
can fight
rights
to get them
restored.
restored. You
Yeah,
can just write
exactly.
a letter, and yeah, a lot of times they do. They do. They do. I got a question. We're talking about January 6th. We're talking about the economy as it is right now, right? We're talking about how presidents pass the buck, right? Those three things. Now, what I like to talk about entitled to that is how people now are realizing that the people that are not lifelong politicians,
Politicians, we're coming up with new words.
politicians
Okay.
are no longer being voted back in office. I don't know if people are realizing that, because they realize what we had before this president. Yeah, he was way too outspoken. He was what we grew up with. If you think about it, being outspoken. Because now you can't say anything like, "Oh, I didn't mean to offend you." I can tell you, you don't get that last part out of me. I didn't mean to offend you. Yeah, you won't get those words out of me. I just look at you. I can care less if you're offended. If you're offended, say so. Oh, that sucks. Grow up here. Put your big boy panties. Put your big girl panties on. I'm so tired of this soft country. I really am. I don't know. We'll never get it back. I know that, unless we keep doing what we're doing.
The economy fell off when we moved away from the gold standard.
I'd say like a silver standard. I wouldn't necessarily call it gold, but I agree. It was. Oh, actually, might be. Your mom will say bronze, because I mean, it's been
Everything, copper, all the natural resources we've gone away from. And yes, now we see the effects of that.
So here's something I kind of wanted to stay away from this. So 2026 is how many years away?
For
There was something put in place. Obama said everyone must have it. Remember, you get everybody with fossil fuels. Electric cars must be in the household, at least one, by 2026. Look at what's happening right now with the economy. Gas prices are, I mean, I wish I had my own gas station. Look at that. And people are like, how are you going to do that? He didn't give any inkling of how it was going to happen. But look right now.
Interesting. Well, I think we kind of touched on the January 6th and passing the buck and the current way that the economy is. I think we kind of beat that topic up a little bit too much. So
Speaking of the Bucks beat the Suns for the championship, didn't they? Amazing.
Shut up.
I mean, we're talking about passing the Bucks. I mean, the Suns could even pass the Bucks. Oh wait, wrong Buck. Never mind. Go to commercial, man. Go to commercial.
We'll be right back, folks.
Who's ready for some fun? Who enjoys a podcast where the host speaks about what's on their minds and doesn't hold back? PD&J, What's Good Today, is an open format podcast hosted by Pocket and J-Dub the King. Let's talk about sports. Let's talk about music. Let's just have an interesting conversation. If you have any topics for us to discuss, email pdnjmediaproductionsllc@gmail.com. Tune in to PD&J What's Good Today every Wednesday at 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time on Facebook and YouTube Live at J-Dub the King.
What's good, folks? What's good? Welcome back to a brand new episode of PD&J What's Good Today. I'm your host, Jay.
Whose pocket?
What the hell is so funny?
Y'all want to see what I'm laughing at? Take a look at this comment. Pocket said, "What's not like the Suns?" That's a sore spot for my co-host here. It's a very sore spot.
Exactly.
It's a sore spot for him.
Yo, niece is tuning in. What up? How you doing?
Olivia, baby girl, what's going on? Haven't seen you in a while. Another faithful listener. Been there, watcher. I keep saying, listener. I'm speaking something into existence. Is that what's going on? Am I speaking stuff into existence?
So this is what we want to jump into. Since we're already talking about controversy, I want to talk about something else that's controversial. Interracial relationships, folks. Some have a problem with it. Some don't. My whole thing about it is we all came from the same place. So at the end of the day, we're meant to love whoever we're supposed to love. Love comes in all kinds of colors, all kinds of ethnic groups, all kinds of religions, and all kinds of nationalities. What's the problem? Where does the hate come from? Now we got definitely some tuners tuning in. This is an opening top
tuners.
We got some tuners tuning in.
I'm sorry, I lost it. I lost it. Not people. We got tuners.
We got tuners.
So you tuned up? You tuned in. Oh, shit. Oh, my God. So, all right. Reason why this is... If y'all don't know, which I'm quite sure you do by now, if you've been here since the beginning, you know my wife and I are in a interracial relationship. 2 beautiful kids. But that's not what we're getting at. This has really nothing to do. Well, it does have something to do with me because I'm in an interracial marriage. I'll take that back. I digress. But what it doesn't have to do is what the aspect I want to attack it from. Why is it that we have to specifically point out, oh, that's black love right there. The only race that points that out. You don't hear the Hispanics saying, that's Mexican love, or the Mexicans. Colombians, that's Colombian love. Only black people make it a point when 2 black people are getting married or are married, that's black love. 2 black people walking down the street holding hands, that's a black relationship. Why is that such a big deal? Why are people so offended by love? Because last time I checked, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but love, the only color love sees, I'm sorry, I take that back.
There's no color.
Well, one thing you kind of see love, it sees red. Red with envy, red because of the enviousness of your partner. That's the only love. Love sees the color red. Actually, what's red? Your blood.
Well, technically, your blood isn't red in your body.
Right. But when it comes out, when you see it, what is it? It's red. So,
and like Tulu said, what the hell is interracial? We have another one. We have seen hate from different groups of people.
And what's funny,
now, it happens in every group. It does. She's absolutely right.
What's funny,
the Mexican damn sure doesn't want to see his daughter with a black person.
But you realize it all points back to color of my watch, black. Color of me, color of him, black. Need to change there. Now, one thing me and him talked about was the very first interracial marriage. The very, very, very first one actually came out of my state in my state prohibited interracial marriage in 1691, Maryland. Shame on you. However, you know what's funny? Where did me and my wife get married? Maryland. So that's how far they've come. But what I wanted to say, the very first very, 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 very first interracial marriage was Pocahontas and John Rolfe in 1614. Bet y'all didn't know that. But the most popular one we talk about is from 1952, I think. They made a movie on it on HBO. It was a white gentleman and a black lady. Again, at any point, have I mentioned a black man?
My thing about it is, and it's hard for me to even say this, it's a problem when a black man gets with a white woman. But it's okay for a black woman to be with a white man. Like, come
Or
on.
any other color.
I don't get that. Somebody that's tuning in right now, with the thousands of viewers that's viewing in right now, please, somebody let me know, why is that acceptable? Or somebody please tell me why that's not acceptable. I don't get it. I just don't get it.
And that right there, as much, and I'm going to say that's my wife, y'all, so that's why she's chiming in. This hits her heart too. But what she says is exactly what people think. But you know what's funny? That what is it called? That the DNA thing. People are finding out left and right. You have people that are hardcore bedsheet people. I'm not going to call them what they want to be called. Bedsheet people wearing the white sheets are finding out now. Oh my God, I have black in me. That can't be possible.
Let me give you a hint, people. If you don't know, everybody has black in them. So stop.
Some people more than others.
Really?
That was nothing. Now that I said that, that's not exactly what I was heading towards. That didn't come out right. Wait, let me take that back. Some people have black. Let me try it again. All right. Carol, can we just do a double take on that?
No,
Some people are more black than others. and what now, another thing I like to talk about from the other aspect, how black mothers. Oh, I'm going there. I am going there. I'm going there. Y'all need to do better yourselves. Be proud that your son or your daughter found someone that they actually have an interest in and that they want to spend the rest of their life with. Yes, your ultimate say does have an impact, but I tell you what, nowadays you're seeing the sons ain't siding with mama no more because they are happy. Unless mama can give them a flat out reason on why they should not be marrying this person. Not because I don't like them. Not because they're not black. Not because of any of that. You better come with some, as they say, receipts. Show something. Something you may have seen. Something you have seen outside where your son didn't know. It ain't, I mean, remember how back in the day you used to get the parents' approval to get married?
I don't know about you, but I still went and got my father-in-law's approval.
I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, old school, yes. I'm talking about these new generations, which might be why these relationships not lasting long. But that's a subject for another day. They ain't doing it that way. Because of how their parents are. A lot of people haven't met their in-laws ever. You know that? There's a whole generation of people that have never seen their in-laws. They may have talked to them on the phone, but they never actually met.
Some people might like it like that.
But I tell you what, push come to shove, mama's in your corner. And I will say this too, your father's in your corner too. Even if he's not there 100% of the time, believe me, you can call him. And unfortunately, true, you're right. I've heard that one too. If she can't use the combs,
don't bring her home.
And that's why we got a whole generation of people that don't even know their in-laws.
So, folks, comments are open. I'm going to give you guys the floor for the next 30 seconds here. Comments coming in regards to this topic alone. What do you guys think about this in regards to interracial relationships, interracial marriages? I'm in favor of it. Some people aren't. And it's like, It's the older generation that's still like that too.
Well, it's the old, somebody older, but it is some of this new generation too. They just don't talk about it. They just don't talk about it. I'm gonna speak from my thing. My mother, my family loves my wife. I honestly think they would boot me out over her. Now, I don't like to go down this road because we're live and we talk about things now. Before my second wife, I was in a relationship not many people in my family were fond of. But because...
Hold on. Before you go into that, this I want to touch on. Yes, okay, so you do wish that you never met your in-laws, but you gotta love them. About that, you can have the utmost respect for them. You can respect them, but if you don't necessarily gotta love them if you don't want to. You might disagree with me on that.
I'm not. Here's what I'm saying. Here's what I'm saying. I know what she's talking about. We're the same family, so I understand it. I understand exactly what she's saying. Like, I don't say I love. I can't. Well, I don't want to say this. You have to be respectful of your in-laws. That's what it is. You have to be respectful. Love them from a distance and be respectful. That's what we were raised. You're going to give them respect. They're your elders. How do you look at it? They're your elders, so you're going to respect them. You're going to love them not as your spouse loves them, but you're going to love them in their own separate way. So that's why I said I understand what she's saying. Now, you want to talk about... I don't want to talk about in-laws, but I got a feeling we're kind of already on that street, right? We already on that. We at the block. We at the corner. So which way we going?
Great question. Let's look that up. What's the biblical meaning of love?
Woo. Now, here's the trick. There are several different types of love. So, oh wait, there's four.
Empathy bond, friend bond, romantic love, and unconditional godly love.
Not godly, it's God love, meaning loving Him, agape, loving Him, the all-knowing.
Yeah.
Now, that's where it gets kind of tricky. So, I see we're going down Bible study right now.
I see. Hey, we definitely going to continue this topic and keep this going.
We'll take one more break here, and we're going to talk about His love. What kind? So you know, there's a question up, and we're going to show that question. We'll come back.
Who's ready for some fun? Who enjoys a podcast where the host speaks about what's on their minds and doesn't hold back? PD&J, What's Good Today, is an open format podcast hosted by Pocket and J-Dub the King. Let's talk about sports. Let's talk about music. Let's just have an interesting conversation. If you have any topics for us to discuss, email pdnjmediaproductionsllc@gmail.com. Tune in to PD&J What's Good Today every Wednesday at 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time on Facebook and YouTube Live at JW the King.
And we are back, folks. We are back. talking about interracial relationships and love, and how does that go coincide with one another. At the end of the day, love who you want. Be grateful that you found love, because certain people don't have that opportunity.
Now, the question posted was, what type does God show us? What type of love God shows us? So those of you that aren't in the spiritual realm with us. I said with us. Well, I'm saying it. I said it. It's already out there, right? Agape. What is that? Unconditional. That's the type of love God shows us. What the problem is with things nowadays, I don't see it. See, now my wife's cheating because we have the scripture on our you saw it, right? It's on the picture because so for our wedding, we got this giant picture frame that people were able to sign. And my mother signed it. Anyway, I digress. A lot of people signed it for our wedding. And that's the scripture reading. I think Galatians, correct me if I'm wrong, 5:25. Somebody can double check me on that. But you love your spouse as Jesus loved, or God loved his son. And provided, gave up his son for this earth. So agape love. People laugh, but I don't see this other than, well, I guess our relationships, I see this, where we look at our spouses and you can see, you can feel the love within the relationship, within the home. You can see it amongst our kids hate it, which that means we're doing something right. Yeah? Our daughter, when she was little, we go to give kisses, and she's like, no. And then I have to kiss her. And I still go kiss for next. Now she got to the point, she's like, PJ's now that way. Stop. That's nasty. I don't want to see that. Ephesians, that's what it was. Sorry, I was in the wrong book of the Bible. Wow. Ephesians 5. See, she's looking at the frame, y'all. She's looking at the frame. But it's really tough to show that unconditional love to your in-laws.
Yeah, boy.
Think about it. It's because what I want to say, I'm bringing this back to interracial relationships. When you have kids that are biracial, there was a comment said it's really rough on them sometimes. They're stuck. They're stuck. They have the good hair, but they're a little bit darker. They're stuck.
Big facts. I couldn't, this sums it up right here. You know what I mean? Unconditional love. Love covers a multitude of faults. Love is patient and understanding. Doesn't have anything to do with color. Nothing at all.
And that's the bottom line. That is the bottom line. It has no color. Has no. And this is where the alphabet community likes to attack. It has no saying on male or female.
Well, even if we go that route, okay, whatever.
If it doesn't, what happened in Sodom and Gomorrah? You explain to me what happened there, and how did one word change how people think? We're talking about the word Sodom, sodomy, Gomorrah, gonorrhea. Oh, y'all didn't know that, did you? I'm not going to go there. Bible study is now over. We'll pass the communion, pass what is it? The offering pan. We're going to pass that down. Make sure. Now, don't take out of it. We're watching y'all. Just pass that offering pan on down the aisles and bring it on back.
So we touched on interracial relationships. What I want to touch on real quick. We've been off for a couple of weeks here, but I know you guys have been following the news. The shootings.
Even here in Phoenix, out in Gilbert.
First of all, I want to give my condolences to the Japanese family of the former president of Japan.
Prime Minister, yeah.
Former Prime Minister of Japan. My condolences to you and your family. But I do want to give a shout out to the civilian that was it was Indiana, right?
Yeah, Greenwood Park Mall, Indiana.
Yeah, salute to you. Those that don't know what happened, there was a shooting at a mall in Indiana, and it got stopped by a civilian. A civilian, the perpetrator had an assault rifle. Don't know what kind it was. I think it was the AR-15.
It was an assault rifle. We'll just leave it at that. I think it was an AR-15, but it was an assault rifle. More likely it was. And this man had a handgun, took him out in Greenwood Mall.
So leads me to the topic of question: the gun laws here versus gun laws in other countries, i.e., Japan. What do you think about it?
So it goes back to, remember, we talked about eliminating the assault rifle. It would change a lot. Right? We said that. We talked about that. So in Japan, it wasn't an assault rifle.
It was a homemade shotgun, y'all. Homemade shotgun.
And they got one of some of the strictest gun laws in the world.
In the world.
Because you can't have an assault rifle. You have an assault rifle, I think it's 10 years in jail or something ridiculous all right off the bat.
2020. Yeah.
And that's Japan. So, saying let's get rid of all guns, ain't gonna eliminate them. People are making these things and causing damage. Now, what I want to talk about, we're still saying on the subject. It's been 350 mass shootings this year. Now, how many days are in a year?
365.
So
we're averaging a mass shooting a day.
More. You think about it, we're averaging more, probably like 2 a day, 2, 3 a day almost. We just got over halfway through the year in 350 mass shootings.
Not even halfway through the year.
Now here's, I kind of didn't bring this up when we talked about the differences in political office, but I wanted to bring this up. We're seeing a hell of a lot more mass shootings. But you know what's funny? We're not seeing this race war that's being incited by everybody. I mean, mind you, because Black Lives, I had a new name for them, but forget it. Black Lives Matter can't do nothing because they've been found out they've been scalping the money amongst themselves, not doing what they're supposed to do with that money, representing the people. And we know, I hate to say it, but damn, y'all. Actually, I know what Trullo said about the mass shootings. Damn, man, come on. But I don't know. I like to say it has a lot to do with the pandemic and the mental health problems that's going on.
It does.
But that's not everything.
That's not everything, but that does play a factor.
But you know what that makes me sound like an idiot, because how long I've been saying, don't you dare claim insanity.
That's you. I'm going. That's what you say. That's your opinion. I think mental health, the pandemic, being locked up for 2 years and everything else like that, people ain't built for that.
It ain't even.
So just imagine those same people being locked up and confined for the rest of their lives.
Go back to. I want y'all to look at that. And unfortunately, if you can't, I'll read it out for you. I don't want to say it like this, but this is from Olivia, my niece. I seen a video of a blanket head saying, why kill blacks when they can open liquor stores and drop guns in neighborhoods so they can kill each other? Made me upset. So there's
part of it is true. It's the food, media, and the sun. It's too damn hot.
Here's what I think. Everybody's making great points right now, and I agree with every single one of them. Even going back to It feels like both sides of the political party are baiting on both sides, and it depends on who in office. That depends on what the agenda that we're going to see. I agree with every last bit of this.
And part of that feeds into the media that's being presented as well.
Thank you. That's what I was baiting you with that.
It just goes into the media.
Do I consider us the type of media? Yeah, this is what we're called PD&J Media Productions. Yeah,
we're media.
I'm going to bring something to everybody that we discussed, and I'm going to make it public. I know I didn't say anything about bringing this public. So there was a certain company, satellite radio company, that wanted us to syndicate, but have a censor via radio. Great opportunity. But they said we couldn't talk politics. We couldn't talk. What was it?
Let me quote it.
Pretty the stuff we talk about the most, that we bring to your attention or we like to discuss, we couldn't talk about. Now, mind you, there was no offer technically to do this, but I'm telling you what's happening. So what we're saying is making an impact. And people are scared. All 500, was it 20 subscribers we have? 520. And I know it was peaking for a while and now it's kind of tailed off. But I don't care about that. We're never going to stop saying what y'all need to hear and letting you say what you want to talk about. And just bringing it from a different angle. Yeah, we have our opinions, but 9 times out of 10, we're taking our opinions out and trying to help you understand.
We give you facts. We give you guys all the facts of what we gather, and we do sprinkle our little opinions on it, but that's what makes us us. And we let your voice be heard as well. That's something that most media outlets won't do. They won't let your voice be heard, which we do.
Actually, what they'll do, and I've seen this because I follow a lot of other YouTubers that are way bigger than us, and what they do, they filter out the ones that they want to talk about. Now, my number one, I'm going to shout him out. I know he's not watching. Showbiz the Adult. He's a very great boxing guy. Very down to, he's not one-sided. If you like boxing, Showbiz the Adult, look him up. He shouts out everything that comes across that he can. Because he's got way more subscribers. But that's how he does it. He's never changed. I followed him for what, 4 months now? 4 or 5 months, something like that. It's been 6 months. Yeah, it's been 6 months. Maybe actually no, before we started. So it's been about 8 months.
About
9 months. About 9 months, and I've been following him, and I love it. Outtakes on things, and I interact with him. That's how he does things. That's how he does things. He doesn't, and I like that. Truly right. They want to edit. They want us to sell out. I ain't selling out for shit. I'm sorry, I ain't doing it. I wasn't brought up that way. I'm not selling out because this is our platform. This is what we bring to you, and you bring to us as well, because we hear what you're saying, and we try to make sure that we get to them as much as possible. We're never going to change that. One, we've kind of modeled after him how he does things, not necessarily on that scale, but we want y'all to be heard. We ain't getting censored. If we get censored because they cut us off somehow, in some way,
and we'll find another way to give it to you.
You ain't lying about that. So I want to say this. Gun control needs to happen. We know that.
How is it going to happen with the NRA in the pockets of every politician?
I'm glad you mentioned that.
How is that
going I love your segue into this. In case y'all didn't know, there's something called black. Oh my gosh. It's a black union. And just because it says black, it doesn't mean it's just black people. It's all creeds and color. But they said black because the head guy is black. He didn't think people would do this. He started something, Black People Armed for Justice. I think that's what it's called. I will double check it and I will look it up and we'll talk about it. I'll bring it up next week. Just remind me. I think it's Black People Armed for Justice. What that basically means is an organization that has started to rival the NRA. Now, how are you going to rival it? And it's growing. It's growing. It's growing rapidly. They started. Every time something goes on in a protest, they're there to protect the people that don't have guns. And I believe the guy in Greenwood Park Mall, although he was a white gentleman, is somehow involved with that.
Now, they want to talk about, okay, well, we're not going to change it because everybody has the Second Amendment right and this, that, and everything else. Let's think about it like this. The Bill of Rights itself, I think the last time that it was revised or amended was back in 1992. And that was something minute compared to the grand scheme of things. The last time a major revision took place, I think it was 1862. So, I mean,
so the Bill of Rights, that last amendment is now is a 30-year-old adult, right?
pretty much.
So,
Pretty much.
there's bills out there this year that's trying to change. I always say being armed, yes, because people are already armed. You're not going to change that. You are not going to change that. No matter what you do with the Second Amendment, people already have their guns. Not everybody's going to give them up. That's why I say, if you want to make the new amendment, which on the Bill of Rights, no assault rifles. That's all you got to do. Or no more assault rifles. That's all you got to do. Because as we saw in Indiana, the man shooting people had an assault rifle. The man shooting him had, I think,
thank God it wasn't more people. I think it was only 3 people.
Yeah, 3 or 4 people.
3 or 4 people. Some were injured, but some lost their lives. My condolences to you guys. But let's thank God for him, because if it wasn't for him, it could have been more.
Yeah. Now, wow. I'm sorry, y'all. I got to bring up Udell. I'm sorry. I didn't want to do it. I have read the report. Have you read the report?
From what?
Udell shooting. The one with the kid.
Uvalde?
I call it Udell, but I'm not calling it what it is. I'm making up my own words.
Okay.
Y'all know how I am. I'm disgusted. So, in case those of you that didn't know, this ties into the guns. That gentleman, as we know, killed 2 teachers, 19 kids. But what you don't know, that the response time of the police, they were there in record timing, hanging out outside the class while they hear these gunshots going off. One of the officers got a text message from his wife, who was one of the teachers that was murdered, killed, and said, "I'm dying. Y'all pretty much need to do something." He went. Now this is on camera. If you don't believe me, go to CNN, every news outlet. They posted this video where you see him walk off. He looks at his phone. That's why he looked at his phone. People are wondering, why is this man looking at his phone? He went back, told the other cops something. We don't know what was said, but I have an idea, and we all have an idea. Your wife is in that room dying. These officers are sitting there. They've been trained. Your life is not as important as their lives. These are children. Never moved. They never moved. They escorted him out of the building. And he tried to run back in because he's like, we need to do something. They made him leave the scene. They stayed out there for another, about an hour. We'll just say about an hour. And then finally went in and took him out. So I know military folks, I don't know how many of you are watching right now. And I don't know, looking at it, they had SWAT experts and everything look at it in the same way I feel when I looked at it. At some point, somebody has got to say, and hope your kids aren't watching, put the fingers in their ears, fuck it, we need to go in. Nobody. Now, we don't know if that happened. If somebody said, fuck it, we need to go in, and we got to say, well, we got to wait, chain of command, blah, 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 blah. Screw the chain of command, we need to go in. Deal with it later. That's what needed to happen, and it didn't. So now you got the guy that was in charge that day, he quit. All these people are quitting left and right. No, you need to be you need to face the facts. You need to have charges brought against you. What charges? I haven't actually. I understand that they're old. They're supposed to go into danger. Am I right or wrong? As police officers, I know the answer to that. I know the answer to that. I'm just being facetious right now. You're supposed to go into danger to protect and serve, not yourself, but the civilian that's in that room. They didn't do it. Every last one of them needs to go and be prosecuted. And you know what? Screw your immunity. Sued as well.
11:33 a.m. 77 minutes. 2 adult killers, 19 children. Can you say sacrifice? Why? To take more rights away from the people. Misinformation, psychosis, control.
Mass formation psychosis. Control the masses through fear. Thank you, True. Thank you. Because I'm telling you now, I'm crazy. I know I am. Especially when it comes to my kids.
See, and the only thing that calms me down from shit like this is chicken wings.
That don't even calm me down.
Nah, I want some chicken wings.
If you always trying to understand why I'm so passionate, one, because again, I look at this. My son is going to the 4th grade this year. How old? What grade was that? 4th. Now, his school, his district, the district that my kids are in, they're doing a threat assessment and letting people know what's going on next week. You're damn right I'm going to be there. The kids can't go because it's supposed to be very graphic and everything. You're damn right I'm going to be there. So I want to see what's going to happen. I don't care what they do. You're going to stop me. My kids, something happens. If I get a text message from my daughter, which I've gotten one time, something's going on, Dad, I'm scared. Come get me. You're damn right. I don't care if I'm up at work. I told my boss that day, I was like, I got to go get my daughter. I don't know what's wrong. My wife called me. Something's going on at the school. I don't know what it is. I tried to talk to Jasmine. She's crying. It's like, I'm already on my way. Flew down the highway. If the police would have stopped me, they would have been coming with me. You ain't. If you think you're going to take out my kids, you got a hell to pay. I'm coming for you. And I got people around me that'll come for you too. Oovdale, you fucked up. Oh, that's perfect. Sitting out there trying to preserve yourselves? No. I'm not cool with that.
So do you think heads are going to roll? I mean,
Heads are already rolling. Heads are already rolling. People are already quitting. There's going to be lawsuits and everything. Can you imagine one family lost 2 children? Can you imagine the girl that put blood on her face because her father told you on the phone how traumatized she's going to be the rest of her life? But you know what? As an officer, I got to go home. Yeah, I see some people have gone away like, I don't want to talk about this. That's fine. You don't talk about it. It needs to be talked about. Stop being sensitive. Y'all heard me. Stop being sensitive. Not enough stuff is talked about like this. I'd rather you air your stuff out here than sit there and go do a mass shooting, because that's what's happening. People don't air their stuff out. They keep it all balled up inside. Then it gets to a point you're playing Call of Duty or whatever it is, shooting people in the head. You know what? I'm going to go online. I'm going to buy this AR-15. And I'm going to get me, well, if I get too many rounds, it'll get flagged. I'll just sit there. I'll get this. And I'll tell somebody else to help me out and get this. Yeah. Oh, trust me. I done beat the game. Fuck around if you want to.
Well, folks, what an episode it's been this week. It's been talked about a little bit of everything this week. I hope that you guys were able to grab something from that, be able to get through this next week, and we'll see you again next Wednesday.
Your word for this week. Shout out to you, True. This is for you. Agape. Unconditional love for your man. Or you can say gun control. I like agape though. More love, less violence. We out.
Until next week.